Sarah Martins tells her truth amid fresh allegations of May's involvement in her son's demise. Now, controversial Nollywood actress Sarah Martins continues to actively involve herself in the family saga of EDOCHIE despite heavy backlashes. Now, the actress, however, took to social media to speak up after the contentious blogger Gist Lover narrated how a prophet close to Judy Austin told EDOCHIE that his first wife May had plotted to kill him and his second wife via voodoo, which is known as juju in Nigeria, and unfortunately it backfired, leading to the death of their son, Kimberly Chukwu. Now, Gist lovers who tagged the prophet as evil alleged that EDOCHIE was goaded by the prophecy, resulting in him accosting May EDOCHIE, who was absolutely dumbfounded over these allegations. Now, in Gist lovers' words, Sarah Martins breaks silence amid fresh allegations of May's involvement in her son's demise. Hello, Tete, GLB Nations. Like you all know, apart from cruise and basketballs, we also learn a lot of lessons, real life lessons though, so we don't end up making mistakes that could have been avoided. Now, you all know the EDOCHIE marriage palaver have been on for a while. You all know how the matter takes start now. I was the one that broke the story of you taking a second wife and paying her bride price, and until I broke the story, May was not aware of the affair. Now, in fact, she confirmed that she saw it on my page for the first time and almost passed out when her husband of more than 15 years will take such decision, and she got to see it on a blog. Now, also the second pregnancy and the hospital that Judy, the home wrecker, used as the violence headquarters first post then too. In fact, I lost my page on that matter and we moved again like nothing happened. So the whole saga stirred different reaction from we online in-laws, while some are wishing that EDOCHIE came back to his senses. Some are also wishing that May divorce his silly self. Now, the matters were still on ground, and before the unexpected happened, May and Yul lost their first son, Kimberly Chukwu, and the news hit a lot of us as the family was still unsettled after they lost their son. One would think that this great loss will make you refrain from social media dramas, but we were all wrong. Not long after his son died, he also took to his page, and I was away for long while waiting for what happened to actually go down. Bloggers were reposting and videos of Judy made without getting to the root of the matter. Now, so Gist Lover says she got hundreds of DMs pleading that she should come back fast and shed more light on the matter because Judy's gut is alarming. So we thought that after the first video, the whole, stuff would stop, but he did not stop. It continued. I got so curious and say that I would get to the root of this matter. So after May and Yul lost their son, Yul wanted to return to his senses. In fact, he wanted Judy to just stay off him for a while, deleted his pictures on Instagram, and was also trying to stay focused. Now, only for Judy to call him on the phone and say her pastor saw a vision to Yul and say if he's not fast, then he will get killed. Now, wondering what stuff would really happen, the prophet, who is said to have been based in Imo State, according to sources, told Yuli that he needed to see him fast to avoid what was going to happen. Now, it was said that the prophet said that he couldn't come as he was still mourning his child, and long story cut short, they arranged a day for the prophet to come instead of them going, and that was the beginning of May's war. Now, the pastor came, and after prayer, it was said that the prophet told them that May wanted to kill you and Judy with pregnancy, and it's only God that made the whole thing turn around on May's son. Now, the prophet went further to tell Judy and you to be careful and pray more, and they will use their eyes to see the end of their enemies. And the matter became messy as as everything was going up and down, and people began ranting about the first wife wanting to kill her husband and then backfired on his son. Now, so far so good. Reacting in the face of the report, Sarah Martins took to her Instagram page to retaliate how inseparable Yuli's bond with Judy Austin is, while urging optimisms, trolls and bloggers to keep off. Now, accompanying her video with a lengthy note, she wrote, and I quote, "It's enough. It's time you all take a chill pill and face the family problem. Zukwanike, stop judging people you do not know. Leave judgment for God Almighty. Most of you are bitter souls suffering behind closed doors, suffering from emotional abuse, financial abuse, family abuse, and most of you have never experienced true love in its truest form. That's why you're extremely bitter with the power couple that can never be separated no matter how much you try. Now focus on channel this bitter energy into finding something your own missing rib and leaving people alone. Now this couple complement each other. They are made for each other. They are destined for each other, and the sooner you understand, it's better for your mental health. I wasn't there the day they met, and definitely not there the day they fell in love with each other. I saw soul-tied humans and completely fell in love with the way they complement each other. I wouldn't help but root for their happiness. This life is too short to deny yourself of happiness. A real man stays where he feels loved and accepted. I once had an uncle that died as a sad man. He suffered from emotional abuse. In the eyes of the world, he was a happily married man, but in his home, his marriage packed up 13 years ago, but he had to sacrifice his happiness just to please the gullible people and to please his children. Now, if he had gotten another wife or given love a chance before dying, his wife would have played a victim and the world would have criticized him for abandoning his wife of his youth. My uncle died a sad man despite being a wealthy man. Now, since then, I do not judge people, especially when marriage is involved, because you only get to know or see what people display to you for you to see. Please give these people some break. It's enough. Nama we should know where it is. A real man will never set ring light, position camera, and start pointing out his faults or flaws to his wife. If you can't accept people's decision on their personal lives, then do not judge them for the decisions they make for their own happiness. I'm also a victim of emotional abuse, but it won't stop me from sharing true love on Live and Let Love Lead. She says it's a workplace accident, after she also said on her Twitter page that she has a life outside her official and public duties, and she claimed that every other Congolese is guaranteed by the constitution. Now, the educational minister has impregnated his deputy and claims that it's a workplace accident. Namasia, however, was cited by a local newspaper, the Street Journal, as having refuted the story on her Twitter page, claiming that outside her official and public duties, she has a life that must be respected by all, a right she claimed that is guaranteed to all Congolese by the constitution. Now, in a surprising admission, Tony Waba Kadaze, the Democratic Republic of Congo Minister of Primary, Secondary and Technical Education, acknowledged having an unplanned pregnancy with his deputy, yet he said it was a workplace accident. Now, in spite of the fact that they were both married, Namasha is claimed to have fallen in love with Kadazi after being appointed as the National Deputy Minister of Primary, Secondary and Technical Education in Jean-Michel Sama Lukunde's cabinet of April 12, 2021. Now, she argued that damaging her reputation shouldn't be a practice that was condoned because it could jeopardize not only her relationships but also the reputations of her married male co-worker and their houses. Now, she said on the eve of the electoral contest scheduled for December this year, political detractors can attack my opinions and political actions rather than opting for practices trending to smear my person. Now, the tale was debunked by a reliable Congolese who was quoted in the street journals and claimed that it was all part of the DRC's political theater. Now, social media users actually took to share their thoughts on it, and a lot of people are saying that they lack moral and disgrace to their generation, appropriately relieving them of their appointment because they are very negative examples to the ministry. And some of us have the opinion that so in the progress of putting heads together for the growth of the education in Congo, they were busy putting something else together, which was led to the growth of the belly of a deputy minister. Well, there was no accidental discharge in this point. Now, some of the top fans were saying that government should create Ministry of Lovemaking and Partner Affairs for them. Thank God none of them died during the accident, which they claim to have. Now, a productive synergy to the detriment of Education Ministry, vice versa, moral values, and decisive to the Democratic Republic of Congo that entrusted Romeo and Juliet with such a key sector. That's all we have for you on the news from Congo today. Do well to stay